Mr. Speaker, in March, our public health experts said that we needed to stay home to fight this virus, to bend the curve. And those public health experts urged the administration and Congress to design COVID-19 relief that included 8 weeks of paycheck protection and enhanced unemployment compensation through July, all with the thought that that was the amount of support that we needed to provide given the nature of this virus. Today, Mr. Speaker, I rise to state the obvious. America, months later, remains in the throes of a brutal pandemic, and Americans are hurting. Arkansans are hurting. Every day I hear from restaurant owners, hotel operators, that are concerned about whether or not they will stay in business, whether or not they can survive. Central Arkansans tell me that they are spending more time worried about their school kids and keeping their schools open, having reliable broadband to be able to do telemedicine and teleeducation. More Central Arkansans are taking their meals at food banks. Frontline workers depend on help, Mr. Speaker, in our health industry to deliver the care that's essential. Yet what, Mr. Speaker, has the House leadership and Speaker Pelosi brought us back to Washington, D.C. to consider? Is it to consider this much-needed, delivered COVID-19 relief for the American people? No. Is it to extend the deadline for the Paycheck Protection Program, or bring the discharge petition to the House floor that House Republicans have proposed that has over 180 signatures of this body to help our small businesses who desperately need that assistance? No. Mr. Speaker, while Arkansans and Americans are suffering and while Republicans are working to extend critical assistance like the Paycheck Protection Program, our House Democratic leadership is putting a bill to legalize pot on the floor of the United States House for a vote. Let that sink in. In the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of calls across this country to help the American people, our leadership in this House has proposed a bill to legalize pot. My friends on the other side of the aisle are showing just how much they are out of touch with conditions in our country today. People working to make ends meet for their families, to try to educate their children while juggling work obligations, to protect themselves and their loved ones from this virus. And that's why we're here this week to legalize pot. Mr. Speaker, Republicans are leading. Our discharge petition could help small businesses right now, and every Democrat should sign it. Yet for 40 times, Mr. Speaker, our Speaker of the House has blocked the consideration of extending the Paycheck Protection Program. House Democrats need to follow the lead of House Republicans, put Americans above their special interest friends by moving COVID-19 relief today on this House floor by calling up our discharge petition and voting on paycheck protection relief.